عند الله خايف منه نيراني يا نور العين يا قاسي.
سلموا على سيدنا رسوله النبي الأمين المكين الحنين الكريم الرؤوف الرحيم. أما بعد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear brothers and sisters, our topic of today's talk is again Islam and development of human personality. By grace of Almighty Allah, I mentioned 7 aspects of human personality. In the last episode, and 4 aspects of them were discussed. Today we are going to discuss the other 3. And we are starting the 5th one, that is the psychical aspect of human personality. Briefly speaking, as I have already explained the fact that Islam is a complete and perfect code of life, and its charter of guidance is not only confined to the physical and bodily aspect of human life, but Quranic guidance extends to the intellectual, physical, moral, ethical, spiritual, internal and external, all kinds of the aspects of human personality. That's why, since the psychical aspect is also one of the very important aspects of human personality, Islam has paid special attention to this. What is the psychical aspect? Psychical aspect of human personality also consists of 3 levels. The first is the level of conscious mind, second is the subconscious mind, and third is the unconscious mind. As far as the conscious mind is concerned, this is normally ruled and influenced by the actual nature of man, and unconscious mind is normally ruled or influenced by the potential nature of man. What is the actual nature of man and what is the potential nature of man? We will inshallah deal this difference in a separate episode. But at this time, I would like to say that Islam wants a balance and conformity and consistency between all of these 3 levels of conscious, subconscious and unconscious minds. These are the 3 levels of the psyche of the man. Unless there is balance and compatibility between the 3, and consistency and a positive coordination between the 3, human personality cannot develop in a positive, balanced way. Frustration would arrive. How there are some desires of aid, speaking in the modern terminology. There is an id, then there is superego, and then there is ego. These 3 are the modern terms. At the level of id, there are some human desires, human wishes. Man wants their satisfaction, their compliance. Holy Quran attends this aspect of human personality. It is stated in Holy Quran, زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ وَالْبَنِينَ وَالْقَنَاطِيرِ الْمُقَنْطَرَةِ مِنَ الذَّهْبِ وَالْفِضَّةِ وَالْخَيْلِ الْمُسَوَّمَةِ वल-अनआमि वल-हर्स ज़ालिका मताउल हयातिद दुनिया वल्लाहु इंदहु हुस्नुल मआब. It is stated, fair in the eyes of man is the love of things they covet, women, love of women and sons, and heaped up hoards of gold and silver, horses branded for blood and excellence, and wealth of cattle and well-tilled land. These are the possessions of this worldly life, but in nearness to God is the best of the goals. Here some kinds of desires and propensities have been mentioned, and we can number them into 4 categories. Number 1, urge for sexual satisfaction. Zuyyina linnasi hubbu shahawati minan nisa. This is the urge for sexual satisfaction. Then urge for racial preservation, wal baneen. Then urge for monetary gains, wal qanatir al muqantara min al zahab wal fidda. Then urge for power and status, wal an'am wal hars. So these are the urges, the desires through which Eid functions and operates at psychical level of the human personality. Then on the other hand, there comes superego. Superego possesses some checks on the desires of Eids. That these desires, Islam says, that these desires should be fulfilled, but in a proper manner, not absolutely, not unlimitedly, not without any check and balance. These desires should be fulfilled, but in a specific positive direction, within a limited sphere. And superego places some checks on the fulfillment of these desires. This superego, in modern terminology, is known as traditional conscience. What we say, traditional conscience. In modern term, this is the superego. So our traditional conscience or superego places some checks on an absolute fulfillment of the desires of Eids. If these checks are not placed, if these limitations and balances are not placed, and desires of Eids are fulfilled unchecked, unbalanced, absolutely, then human personality will be distorted in the eyes of Islam. So the fulfillment of the desires and integration of the morality of the man, the balance between the two is maintained by Islamic teachings, and then the ego of the man becomes solid, becomes positive, becomes balanced, and possesses a real positive influence of human personality. If these two are not fulfilled and there is a conflict between the two, I mean the desires of Eid and the checks of superego, if there is a conflict between the two, contradiction between the two, and inconsistency between the two, and incompatibility between the two, then the ego of the man will become weak, weaker and weaker, and frustration would arise in the life of man, and the man would become psychically disordered, mentally ill, and this can create a lot of criminality in the human personality also. So Islam has provided a full-fledged system of the fulfillment of human desires in a proper way, in a limited way. So Islam has prohibited the fulfillment of the desires in the way of haram and has provided the way of fulfillment of desires in the path of halal. So this is the philosophy of haram and halal. Next aspect of human personality is the intellectual aspect that reflects the transcendental aspect of human personality. Through this aspect, the development of the aspect of knowledge, the development of art, the development of the urge for philosophy, theology and religion, these things take place. Through this intellectual and transcendental aspect, the knowledge, human knowledge develops in the society, in his mind, and goes on and on. Through the development of this aspect, art comes into existence, and various fields of art develop, and society becomes sophisticated and cultured and civilized. Through the development of this aspect, philosophies come into existence, and philosophies develop more and more. Theologies and faith and beliefs come into existence. Religions are placed in this aspect of human personality, and the man comes into a position to accept a religion or not to accept a religion. So these things are developed through the intellectual aspect. Last aspect of human personality, and that is very significant, that is the spiritual aspect. This has a very closer relation with intellectual and transcendental aspect of human personality. The difference is that aspect is based on intellect, and the spiritual aspect is based on the soul. Islam has also placed a very significant stress on the development of spiritual aspect of the man through purification of mind and purification of soul. And this is the development of internal manifestation of the man. This has not been neglected. Those philosophies and systems for the culture of the human life which lack spiritualism, which lack spiritual advancement, they place whole of this stress on the bodily aspect, on the physical aspect, and on the material aspect. So if the whole stress is placed on the materialistic and physical aspect of human personality, then very less difference between a man and animal remains. Islam has placed the man on the level of ahsan taqweem through the saying of Holy Quran, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ ثُمَّ أَرَدَدْنَاهُ أَسْفَلَ سَافِلِينَ. The man himself was placed on the highest esteem of the excellence, and that is ahsan taqweem. And if he does not fulfill the requirements of his spiritual advancement, does not fulfill the requirement of his obedience to his Lord and to his submission to his Lord, then he is again turned down toward the lowest level of the mankind, and that is much wrong and bad even than the animal world. So Holy Prophet was raised for the mankind, not only to give the external and moral reforms in the form of teaching, but Holy Prophet ﷺ established an academy on the name of Sufa, and the companions they were resident students of Holy Prophet ﷺ in Sufa, Ashab Sufa. And Quran states the methodology of the spiritual advancement of the people, the methodology of the spiritual training which was given by Holy Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to his followers in the words, Kama arsalna fikum rasulam minkum yatlu alaykum ayatina wa yuzakkikum wa yuallimukumul kitab wal hikmah wa yuallimukum ma lam takunu ta'lamun. These were 5 modes. The first mode of recitation of Quran, second mode of the education of Quran, first mode of recitation of Quran, second mode of internal purification of human mind, the spiritual advancement of spiritualism, third mode of education of Quran, fourth mode of education of the philosophy of Holy Quran, and fifth mode of education and the propagation of other ma'arif and realities which were behind the curtains. So the last distinctive aspect of Islam is that Islam based the spiritualism on morality, not on wrong modes. So this was a system of the promotion of human personality in a balanced and progressive and a comprehensive way. This is the only distinctive character of Islam not possessed by any other system. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ.